Yeah, Weege Show not coming to you from Indianapolis, which is the host site of Monster Energy AMA Supercross this weekend. I'm not there, but Kellen Brauer is. If you remember some of our West Coast races earlier in the year, we had Kellen handle the walk and talk. So we will bring back the Keege Show, Kellen Brauer and Jason Weigandt coming together. And I'm pretty jealous because not only was he at the Lucas Oil Stadium, where the Supercross will take place this afternoon. Check out our YouTube channel here with Racer X for footage and interviews with the riders from that. But this Keege Show was put together at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Yes, the legend. And folks at Feld Entertainment had a nice little shindig with some of the stars of Supercross, including Justin Brayton. So I missed a chance to get a tour of Indianapolis Motor Speedway and hang out with JB. Kellen is living the life, and I am jealous. I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. That's the all-new CRF 250R from Honda. You see the poster behind me with Jet Lawrence. The old bike was good enough for Jet to win races and the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship in motocross last year. And this new bike is even better. It is lighter, faster, stronger. It looks awesome, and the power delivery, much more refined, a lot more low end, so you get better torque coming out of corners, and acceleration will be improved, and it's also easier to ride. And Jet is riding it so well that he has the red plates as the points leader in the championship, which Kellen will explain in a moment. So let's send it out to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for Kellen Brauer and the Keege Show. And Justin Brayton's there.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Weege Show. Of course, it is Kellen Brauer back in action though this weekend, Indianapolis. Getting ready to drop the gate here this weekend for round 11 of Monster Energy Supercross. Weege isn't here, so it's me again this weekend. We're currently at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the fantastic facility. Look at this huge thing behind me right here. And right now they're getting, they're doing some like demo laps on the track for some of the Monster Energy Supercross athletes. In a car coming around turn 3 and 4 right now, we're going to see McAdoo, Justin Brayton, and a few other members of the media in a vehicle. They're going to swoop by. It's a little bit of a rainy day, but they're still absolutely flying in a Chevy Tahoe. So we'll get to like some press day action, some press riding, and some of the storylines in just a moment, but I feel like we need to talk about these guys absolutely flying by right here. Yeah, they're cooking. They're going pretty dang fast. They're in a Chevy Tahoe, and a lot of them bunched in the car. We had Eli Tomac here, we had Malcolm Stewart, Vince Friese. We saw, you know, Brayton and McAdoo in the car. RJ Hampshire also rode in the vehicle, so we'll get a couple of their takes, see what they have to say about it, but definitely a cool experience here inside of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Well,
pretty sweet. I think we hit 108 or 109, he said.
108? I
told him we should hit 114.
What did it actually feel like though? Like 120, 130?
No, like slower because it's
really?
like a bigger open track, you know? But what was cool is he was saying, which we can relate in Supercross, how all this is like the stands and everything is like gray right now, so it feels big.
Yeah.
That'd be like our test track where everything feels big. But then you add a bunch of people, it almost feels like our tough blocks, you know?
Yeah,
like it creates,
okay.
They said, he was saying the drivers here say it seems a lot smaller during the race because you have all different colors of shirts and it just like makes everything smaller, which is kind of like our Supercross track. Like our test track seemed big, and then you add all the tough blocks and people, and it's like track feels small. So
nice, cool experience.
Yeah, super cool.
Oh yeah. What about you, Cam? How was it?
Rad. I didn't realize how big it was. Like I always pictured it being similar to the size of like a NASCAR track, like Daytona.
Yeah.
It's only kind of what I've been to in Atlanta Motor Speedway, but this is insane. Like 225,000 seats is pretty hard to wrap your head around. But
how was it in the rain?
We didn't go too fast, so I wasn't stressed. When we watched him drive by, it looked like he was going a lot faster, but I'm down to go fast.
Yeah. Well, yeah. JB was saying that without the crowd, it feels like really big, and then the guy in the car was saying that it comes like it almost condenses when there's more crowd there. Yeah, he said it
kind of like gets tunneled in, which makes sense because it's, you know, it's just all like metal right now, but when you get all the banners and all the stuff up, like everything changes. Yeah. So I bet it's gnarly for the drivers.
Cool experience?
Yeah, really fun. Glad we came.
Man, it's cool, and we were only going I think 110 or something like that, and I felt like we were going way faster than that. Couldn't imagine going at their speed, but man, it's cool. It's maybe one day I'll get the chance to ride in a car, but maybe someone a professional. That guy, he was good, but it was a little bit scary riding in the back. Right. But no, we had to get racing this weekend.
So you want to get out there and drive?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not drive, but I would like to ride in the dual seater or whatever. But man, this place is sweet, and glad we got to check it out today.
What would be your car of choice around here?
Car of choice. I mean, dude, aren't they all similar? I mean,
well, I mean, you could take an Indy car, or you could get, you know, whatever dream car you've ever wanted.
I'm not qualified enough for an Indy car, so just put me in the Corvette or something like that. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, man. So that's the reaction. RJ Hampshire, Cameron McAdoo, Justin Brayton, they all went in. They all had a good time. It looked like it was a lot of fun. But hey, we're here for Supercross this weekend, right? That's what we're trying to focus on. We're trying to focus on this 2022 Supercross Championship. It's round 11 of this season, and it sounds like maybe, you know, it's a little bit deflating now that we've lost. You know, there's such a big championship gap, right? Eli Tomac takes over a 42-point lead after all the chaos last weekend with, you know, riders going down. Jason Anderson now 42 back. He's tied with Malcolm Stewart. So there's a good fight for second place in the championship, but it's a long ways back there now, right? So the question obviously becomes, I mean, is Eli Tomac going to start managing this situation? He told me no. He said that he was more focused on just trying to keep doing what he's been doing all along, which has gotten him to this point in the first place. We've never really seen a management mode for Eli Tomac before, but hey, maybe it's something that comes up for him. Maybe it's not. Either way, we still have 7 races left to go, and this championship could be interesting for this battle for second place at least. I mean, you know, everybody's still pretty close together. We're gonna have Cooper Webb back racing this weekend after all the craziness that he had happen to him, and who knows, maybe he could fight for this second place in the championship. Malcolm Stewart's looking really good. He might have an opportunity to get second in this championship as well. So it's not all bad. It's not all the championship's done. We have to focus on this other stuff. There's still good races to be had, and there's a lot to talk about with that. Now, in terms of actual press day riding, they did go riding on press day. I've got some footage for you guys, so we'll go ahead and put that in right here. But yeah, this track is going to break down. It's going to break down a lot. It's got a lot of soft dirt in it.
Hold on a second. Is this the Weege show?
This is the Weege show, yeah.
This is the Weege show.
I'm doing the Weege show now because this is what happens when Weege isn't even here.
I mean, you got a lot to live up to.
I know.
Your walk needs a little bit of work.
Okay.
Weege's walk is a little better.
Okay.
I'll have to watch it back to see if you're on par with him, but you got big shoes to fill.
I doubt I'll be on par with him. I doubt it, but I appreciate it.
I saw the Weege walk. So
got the Weege walk in. We have to have Justin Brayton in the Weege show, even if it's not actually Weege doing the Weege show. So thanks, JB, for that. But yeah, so press day, the track was breaking down a lot. We saw a lot of ruts in basically 2 10-minute sessions for each 250 and 450 class. So I guess all in all, they were on the track for about 40 minutes. But still, I mean, the track was breaking down a lot. We're going to see a very deep and rutted track here this weekend in Indianapolis. Who's good in ruts? I mean, a lot of guys are good in ruts. Of course, Eli Tomac is going to be very good in these conditions. You know, you look at someone like, you know, Webb is pretty good in these conditions as well. We talked about this East Coast dirt, and when it breaks down, and Webb moving over to this East Coast, maybe he's going to be a little bit better than what we saw on the West Coast. But of course, he's hurt right now, so he's got to try to deal with that situation. He's probably not feeling too great. So there's a lot of guys that could come to the forefront in this race tomorrow evening, where, you know, maybe we have a surprise winner, because this is the softest dirt we're going to have at least through the first 11 rounds. You know, we might go to Seattle next week and it's even softer. We've got moon dirt there before, but at least this weekend the dirt's going to be very soft. Going to be a very challenging racetrack to watch break down, see what happens throughout the day, and who knows, maybe we have a first-time winner at the end of it all. In this 250 class though, Jet Lawrence enters as the points leader by 8 points over Cameron McAdoo. Talked to McAdoo a little bit about that today, and he basically said, you know, he's good about where he's at this point, right? He's had consistent finishes, he's been on the box, he's been right where he needs to be. He's really close to getting it, you know, back on the top step of the podium. He just needs a start, and I think that's true for a lot of guys, because Jet Lawrence has been starting in front of these guys. His starts have been great all season long, and it continues to be kind of the theme. He starts up front, gets out front, pulls away, and goes on to win the races. So if somebody else can start with him, it's going to be very interesting to see. We saw it last weekend, Pierce Brown. He started with Jet Lawrence, kind of pressured him for a little bit. I know there was a lapper problem with Jet Lawrence there, but you know, even so, I feel like Brown was definitely giving him a little bit of a run there for a bit. So good to see Pierce Brown in the mix. He also today said that he felt like last weekend was his first like real complete weekend of the season. So look for him to continue building, look for him to continue finding opportunities at the front of the field. Maybe he'll have a shot to win his first career main event tomorrow night. That would be awesome. 2 first-time winners in Indianapolis would be very, very cool. Well, there's a lot going on here, a lot of stuff. Cool of the guys at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for having us out. Thanks so much to them. Really appreciate it. And we're going to go ahead and head on out of here, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night for an action-packed race here in Indianapolis.